morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final graduation ceremony of HMCS Ontario Sea Cadet Training Establishment, 1984. Graduating this morning, the band course, basic sailing course, practical leadership course, sailing qualification course, sailing instructor course, and the third general training course. The reviewing officer this morning is the Honorable John Black Aird, OC, QC, BA, LLD, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the arrival of the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Morning. Morning. Oh, morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Morning.
reviewing officer this morning is the Honorable John B. Aird, OC, QC, BA, LLD. Honorable John B. Aird, son of the late Hugh Preston Aird and May Black Aird, was born in Toronto on May 5, 1923. He grew up in that city and was educated at Upper Canada College and the University of Toronto, Trinity College, and Osgoode Hall. His honors education was interrupted during the Second World War when he served with the RCNVR from 1942 to 1945. At the time of his return to civilian life, he was a lieutenant in the Navy, and since then has been associated with the Naval Officers Association of Canada and has served for several years as honorary president. On August 17, 1981, he was enrolled in the Supplementary Reserve and promoted to the rank of Captain N, Canadian Forces. After completing his studies, His Honor pursued a career in law and was associated with the legal firms of Wilton and Edison, Edison, Aird and Burles, Aird, Zimmerman and Burles, and Aird and Burles. He was appointed to Queen's Counsel January 1, 1960. His extremely busy practice and his involvement in a great many business and educational organizations made him a much-traveled man, about 3 million air miles altogether. He resigned as senior partner of the firm of Aird and Burles in order to accept his appointment as Lieutenant Governor of Ontario in September 1980. At the time of appointment, His Honor was chairman of Algoma Central Railway and Reed Stenhouse Companies Limited, a member of the board of directors of the Bank of Nova Scotia and many other national and international organizations. All these positions were relinquished prior to his installation as Lieutenant Governor. In 1964, His Honor was appointed to the Senate of Canada and during his term of office served for several years as chairman of the Senate Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs. Also, while in the Senate, His Honor was chairman of the Canadian section of the Canada-United States Permanent Joint Board on Defense for 8 years. He resigned from the Senate in 1974 to become chairman of the Institute for Research on Public Policy. He served in that capacity for 6 years. His Honor has been associated with many organizations serving the community. For 15 years, he was member of the Board of Trustees of the Hospital for Sick Children. He has also served as treasurer and for many years as member of the advisory board of the Canadian Mental Health Association and was a member of the board of the Working Boys Home of Toronto. A member of the Anglican Church of Canada, His Honor has been active in many aspects of church affairs. He was chairman of the Building Fund for St. Leonard's Church, has served on the advisory board of St. Paul's Anglican Church on Bloor Street East in Toronto, and has been honorary counsel of that church for many years. In recognition of his service to his country and the community, His Honor was appointed an officer of the Order of Canada in 1976. The Lieutenant Governor has always taken a great interest in the field of education. He has served on the boards of Upper Canada College, Abergale College, and the Lester B. Pearson College of the Pacific. In 1975, he received the degree of Doctor of Laws, honorary from Wilfrid Laurier University and from the Royal Military College of Canada in 1980. Since 1977, he has served as Chancellor of Wilfrid Laurier University, a post he retained following his installation as Lieutenant Governor. In 1944, His Honor married Lucille Jane Hauser, daughter of the late Harry Hauser and Lucille Fisher. They have 4 children. His Honor was installed as Ontario's 23rd Lieutenant Governor on September 15, 1980. The reviewing officer this morning, the Honorable John B. Aird, OC, QC, BA, LLD, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. Accompanying the Lieutenant Governor on the inspection of the ship's company this morning, the commanding officer of HMCS Ontario, Commander Frank Down, CD and Bar. Commander Down was born in Kingston in 1932 in a family of 4 children. He achieved grade 13 at Kingston Collegiate and Vocational Institute and was a Sea Cadet in RCSCC St. Lawrence from 1944 to 1948, learning how to sail and take part in the Sea Cadet band. Following a career of a few years' time with the Kingston Police Force, Commander Down joined the Royal Canadian Navy as an ordinary seaman in November 1954. And in 1955, he was selected as an aircrew candidate and promoted to midshipman. Pilot training was conducted in Florida and Texas with the United States Navy. Pilot wings were awarded in 1956. During his and aboard HMCS Bonaventure in flying duties. He also served as an operational flight instructor in Trackers, a basic flight instructor in Chipmunks at Borden, and as an instructor evaluator at Winnipeg. Conversion to helicopters was completed in 1970, and he then served as an operational instructor pilot in Sea Kings at Shearwater. Commander Down was posted to Trenton in 1974 as area cadet officer, promoted to lieutenant commander in 1975, and returned to flying duties in Trenton as search and rescue pilot until retirement in 1977. Commander Down was the first commanding officer of Camp Frontenac in 1977 and has served in the CIL as Sea Operations Officer for Central Region with responsibility for the Sea Cadet sailing program in Ontario, including 12 sailing centers and HMCS Ontario Sea Cadet training establishment. At any time during the training periods, you will find HMCS Ontario cadets on the go. No summer camp here. They can be found drilling, taking classes, sailing, on the rifle range, tying knots, in the backwoods camping, or busy with their uniforms. A number of cadets who have completed the necessary prerequisites are hired back in paid positions as staff cadets each summer, a summer job with responsibility and challenge that few of their peers hanging around Civvy Street on the corner can boast about. Courses offered at HMCS Ontario include basic sail, a 3-week course for novices from the fundamentals and basic terminology to becoming a skilled coxswain or crew member, awarding Canadian Yachting Association levels 1, 2, and 3. There are 2 basic sailing courses of 30 cadets each. There is an advanced sail qualification, teaching advanced sailing skills, including spinnaker and trapeze. Qualifications to Canadian Yachting Association Bronze 4 and 5 and Silver 6. 1 course of 20 cadets. Also this year, 1 group of 15 sailing instructors. Advanced sailing skills, techniques of instruction, practical experience in teaching sailing, qualification to Canadian Yachting Association Green Instructor level and to Silver 6. Also this year, a 50-member band course, 6-week band course, an intensive one for drummers and trumpeters. Over a dozen parades for the public, theory and practical work. A 6-week practical leadership course, which is new this year. The ship's guard is formed from members of the practical leadership course. A demanding one for experienced cadets, sailing, drill, a week-long survival experience in the bush, map and compass using, riflery, and methods of instruction. Also at HMCS Ontario, 3 general training courses of 120 members each. The 3rd Grad GT course graduates today. The GT course is an introduction to camp life. General interest topics covering barracks life, map and compass using, introductory sailing, rifle range, sports, visits to historic Fort Henry, and challenging initiative activities. The GT course is a prerequisite to many of the longer courses available, such as practical leadership, band, or sailing. The cadets take different courses while they're here, in addition to sailing. In the sailing courses this year, there were 224 CYA White Sail Level 1 awards, 30 White Sail Level 2, and 20 White Sail Level 3. 2 cadets qualified to CYA Bronze Level 4 and 11 to CYA Bronze Level 5, and 2 cadets to CYA Silver Level 6. And there were 14 CYA Assistant Sailing Instructor Green levels achieved. Under the First Aid category, there were 13 St. John Ambulance Emergency First Aid Awards achieved. There were 59 St. John Ambulance Standard achievements obtained. And under the Lifesaver category, 414. So if anybody plans on dying today, we have 414 people who will save your life. You will be mobbed with people saving your life. In fact, it will probably kill you. There are 15 Boat Rescue Awards, Royal Life-Saving Society Boat Rescue Awards, achieved this year. Under the swimming category, Life-Saving Level 1, 18 awards. Life-Saving Level 2, 17. Life-Saving Level 3, 7. There were 16 Royal Life-Saving Society bronze medallions awarded. And under the canoeing, 39 Level 1 canoe awards. And we have a lot of fit young people standing in front of you today. 106 Canadian Fitness Program bronze levels, 97 Canadian Fitness Program silver levels, and 44 Fitness Gold awards, and 16 awards of excellence. The Physical Education and Recreation Program at HMCS Ontario involved a multitude of activities and programs. Perry, as all programs were dubbed by the cadets, ranged from calisthenics at 6 o'clock in the morning and aerobics to evening swimming classes. The Canadian Fitness Plan carries out testing of strength, agility, and endurance. Achieving excellence is representative of a superb overall fitness, the Award of Excellence, 16 of them. The basic sail divisions, Crescent and Crusader, were not limited to just sailing. They had the opportunity to take part in an overnight canoe trip and earn their canoeing level 1. This award involved a 6-mile trip, which allowed the cadets the chance to use the 6 basic canoeing strokes and experience the endurance and discipline required of a good canoeist. The Perry staff instructed all levels of swimming, and with specific emphasis on the Royal Life-Saving Society Awards. Cadets were given opportunities to earn their life-saving levels 1 through 3 and bronze medallion. The bronze medallion is the building block of all higher level lifeguarding and swimming instructor programs. It demands proficient strokes and judgment which only training and maturity can procure. 16 of those were awarded. Along with the swimming lessons, the Perry staff held survival swims to ensure every cadet was familiar and comfortable with the lake and confident enough to sail. Free swims in the pool and off the St. Lawrence Pier were a favorite form of recreation, especially during the hot, humid days of camp. Yesterday was a prime example. The instructor's course was very demanding. The addition of the Boat Rescue Award made it possible for the candidates to achieve a superior knowledge of boat handling. HMCS Ontario has retained a high level of water safety, which will be continued through these new instructors. Congratulations to the 15 who achieved the award. 1984 is significant for the HMCS Ontario Perry staff. This is the first year of the Commandant's Award for Athletic Excellence. This award is for the cadet who was enthusiastic, sportsmanlike, and skilled in athletics. All the cadets were observed during the outdoor recreational activities and sports. All of them were observed during their participation in soccer, volleyball, baseball, football, and morning Perry. And special thanks to all the cadets for making the Perry staff's job worthwhile. A little bit more than bashing squares. The cadets you see before you come from all across Ontario, from Windsor, right through the Quebec border, and from Sault Ste. Marie in the north, through Timmins, Sudbury, North Bay, Barrie, and off through to Ottawa. And this year, we have 3 from the band from the province of Newfoundland, from Port Townsend, from Burgeo, from Burin. officers and cadets are presenting to the Lieutenant Governor a limited edition framed print of HMCS Ontario, the cruiser, emblazoned with the ship's badge. The coxswain will rearrange the parade state, and we will be treated to a display by the HMCS Ontario Band.
On this beautiful August morning, I will be very brief. As a former Corvette sailor, I am so pleased to be here to see what splendid progress has been made by Ontario. 2 years ago when I was here, I think the course numbered 120, and this year I understand it's at 265, looking forward to even further increases next year. Could I say quite simply, you are very, very good indeed. The band has been superb. I think when one comes to a parade of this nature, one looks for differences. And I don't know about the remainder of the audience, but I have never seen a march past or heard a march past where most of you went by singing. And I think it's a splendid idea and is perhaps indicative of why Ontario is so successful. You are a fine unit. You have a great deal to be proud of. As Lieutenant Governor, and it must say, it gives me great pleasure to say Lieutenant Governor because of the Navy instead of Lieutenant Governor, which I do when I review Army troops. I would like, especially on this beautiful day and on behalf of everyone who is here, all the parents, friends, and those that have supported you, I wish to give you a special salute.
I'd now like to call upon the commanding officer of HMCS Ontario for his remarks, Commander Frank Down.
Good morning, Ontario. You're still in good voice. Your Honor, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, cadets from Ontario, for me this is a bit of a sad occasion. You're all going to leave me here, go on home. Hate to see such a group that have fared so well, improved so much in the short time we've been here this summer. In the case of the general training cadets, a mere 2 weeks. The remainder, some 3 weeks, mostly 6 weeks. What a treat it's been to watch from day one, back on the 2nd of July, until today. You know, at that time I thought that day will never come. Well, let me tell you, it came far too quickly for me. I'm ready for another few weeks. How about you? A little bit slow in the response there, but I know the XO has expressed that sentiment to me as well. We've been talking about it. Just to see the way you people perform, to be so proud of you. On behalf of the officers, my executive officer, all the divisional officers, all the instructors, thank you, the cadets, for being such fine people and for putting on such a fine display today.
And I might say that it's been a very gratifying visit to all the camps. It was at one of these camps that a senior officer and I were talking, and I commented about the high caliber of cadets we seem to be now turning out. And his comments were, hey, they're your cadets, we just train them. Well, that's a nice partnership to have between the League and Department of National Defense. Yes, you're our cadets, we recruit you locally, we bring you into the branches and the local corps, turn you over to the officers for training, and then on to camps for further training. But you know, you can relate that to a racehorse. You can breed a horse, a real thoroughbred, a pure line blood, but that horse will never reach his potential or be a winner until you turn him over to a trainer. And what I see, the training that you people got here have given you the opportunity of reaching your potential. Now you have an obligation to your supporters, your trainers, and yourself to be a real winner. Thank you.
Hip company.
Please stand, ladies and gentlemen.
HMCS Ontario, advance review order by the center court. March. White Eagle salute, freeze out.
On the agenda, ladies and gentlemen, will be sunset. We are going to use the Cadet flag this morning for sunset, emblematic of the paying off of a ship prior to a successful, following a successful cruise. And it has been a most successful cruise this summer. Ask that you stand, turn and face the colors. For officers and enlisted personnel present, a reminder that the salute is given when the Guard presents arms. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the cadets from HMCS Ontario a big hand. They've done an outstanding job.
programming for all segments of the community, we're CableNet 13, Kingston's television alternative.